Milk of Lime moves beyond trends and seasons. The designers Julia and Nico invite us into their world of craftsmanship and consciousness, reviving forgotten materials and traditions through a refined, timeless lens. Each piece is an exploration of texture, emotion, and time, where refined elegance meets raw authenticity. Every bespoke creation is an act of intention, proof that true sustainability begins with patience and respect for the materials.
Milk of Lime is a brand that we both founded. The name comes from the leather tanning process. Mm-hmm. So it's the base that is like the dehairing agent that is being used in the tanning process to get the hairs off the skin before it gets tanned. Okay. And it goes by lime water, but the old way of saying it is milk of lime.
So like the actual like limestone,
actually,
limestone
like not the fruit.
And then and then it becomes like this soup that they put the skin in, and then dehair it, and then it can get tanned. So
this like rural lifestyle is like super immersed with your brand's DNA.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's double, because it's like we always work from the material, and then the rural lifestyle is just stuff that we are genuinely interested in.
Yeah, but it also allows us to do some things that are not so easily possible in a city. For example, we just got into plant dyeing. Just like it's a very new thing, and
see some of the work. It's beautiful.
Thank you. And it's just the beginning, because we really fond of it, and now we got like some seeds, and now we had our little patch of dye flowers and our first harvest this year, so we can dye with it over the winter. So these things are kind of cool that you can do on the computer.
How was that process like initially beginning to start dyeing? Like, how did you begin? Like the research, how has it been like? Because it's like almost like an experimentation, no? But,
Oh, totally, yeah. Because there is some research on the internet, and like people have done it that way in the olden days, so to say. I was always interested in it. I saw potential in it, but there's a lot of like arts and crafts vibes around it as well. But then there was a coincidence. We got the chance to do a workshop, and these people were really immersed into it, and they allowed us to go very experimental and very deep, and had very long days with them. They actually harvested their own things.
So they were like teachers.
Teachers, yeah.
Yeah, we had like a residency in the Netherlands.
Yeah, but they were kind of, it's not like, they know everything about it and then they just tell us, but it was more like they explored with us, because they also said, there's so much more to explore. So, have you ever mixed this and this? No, okay, let's try. So it was like, is that possible? And they said, I don't know.
I'm super intrigued by this like dyeing process, because it goes back to ancient times actually. Like in Mexico, in Oaxaca, they still have passed on from generation to generation to generation this like natural dyeing, and they actually are able to get brighter colors than artificial dyes, which is insane to me. Like the red that they use in like some of the uniforms in the Vatican, there's the same dyeing process that comes from here, just because like the red is like this bright red that just you can't get any.
Yeah, and what we also notice is that there is a complexity to the flower. So the main color you get from a specific plant may be blue, but when you're dyeing, you also see there's green patches and a little bit of a red hue in it. So it tells you also that it's always a spectrum, and I think this is much more complex than a synthetic dye. And that
something you could
us.
never print.
Right. Can you guys show me some of the dyeing pieces?
Yeah. So showed it to you before. Because the dyeing always also gets influenced which fabric it's on. So and what base it is, because like silk is a protein base, because it comes from worms, silkworms, and therefore like with silks and wools it works kind of the best. It becomes the brightest, and this is red onion. So you boil
the peel of the red onion.
And you get this like
you get a golden green. Yeah, sometimes the flower tells you what color you will get. So a yellow comes out of a yellow flower, can be red for red. But sometimes you have completely different, like even opposite colors.
Yeah. I believe you can also play with the acidity, no? Because if you change the acidity, you change the color.
You can add, for example, iron, like ground up iron, to make colors darker. And you gotta be very careful because it can also just turn black straight away. So it's always like everything becomes a little bit nuanced, a little bit different. And that's also what we like about it, is that you don't fully can control the outcome, and that every piece becomes unique.
Yeah, but that's the beauty in it.
Yeah, you can guide it a little bit, but then there is this serendipity factor.
Yeah, of course, you can see here with these two pieces how they came out totally different. Yeah, but it's really kind of the same design. I confused when you said like this, it turns black, because I from my understanding, I thought it was really hard to get a black natural dye.
Yes, it is very hard to get a black pitch black, but it's easy to get like a muddy gray.
Oh, okay.
And that is what happens when you add too much iron to like we were at some point experimenting with yellow, and then just like, I don't know, added a gram of iron to it, and like it became like deep brown.
Wow. So how important would you say is this idea of being able to create in a rural space for you guys?
I mean, it's kind of an eternal inspiration source for us. Like, a lot of people get inspired by seeing a lot of other people. We get inspired by textures. Like, if you walk and you see just like a field that has completely been dried out, and like the colors that come out of that, and like the nuances that come out of that, these are the colors that are then like reflected back into our garments.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can see that. Why? Well, I told you earlier, your brand has a very specific like essence. I think like it's communicated not only through the imagery, obviously seeing the products in person, but even, I mean, you've designed like a scent, which was your last runway's like invitation.
Yeah, we actually even we collaborated with Demeter, and it's a triptych. So we had Petrichor, which is the first rain on dry soil.
Yeah.
And then we had Thunderstorm, and we also like filled the entire room where the show was with this perfume, so that you walked in the room and that it would smell electric like a thunderstorm. I think you have
this is Thunderstorm.
This is Thunderstorm.
So it's exactly this one. This was the scent spread in the room. And then we have the third one of the three, which is Wet Garden. So the aftermath after the rain starts.
I don't know exactly which one I got, but I remember it having a very like specific smell to almost like an old library.
Okay,
that was super interesting.
Then I think you got the Petrichor, because it has this earthiness to it.
I loved it. It was like so different from the scents I had smelled before.
Thank you.
I don't know, a run through of like what are some of your favorite pieces. This is incredible.
Thank you.
Thanks. This is one of our favorite pieces.
It is one of our favorite pieces. It's also like one from the last collection.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, it illustrates pretty well how we think with and from the material. For example, we just happen to like the natural edge of leather, and we already make pieces like, for example, the skirt, and we decide to not cut off the hem and include it, which will always give a bit of a unique character. But still, if you work on the waistband, you will have some cutoffs, and they will be big enough to create a patchwork like you are holding in your hand.
Right.
So we know approximately how big we want the panel, and then the design comes with positioning the patchwork, of course. Is it going to be here or here? Is it flattering, or where are the seams coming together? Placing that. This goes to our manufacturer. So as patchwork panels, which we do in-house, they make a jacket, but of course they still have some cutoffs because
Right.
They are still cutting, but they're getting smaller and smaller, and they're maybe overlapping already. So we experimented a bit, and the smallest unit right now is 17 millimeters. So we bought ourselves a punching tool that allows us to cut the circles. Then we're piercing a hole into every circle, and then we're we're studying it by hand onto accessories. We have handbags as well.
Yeah, so these ones, like the most insane version of that. It's 1,800 individual circles.
Yes,
that are. It's like painstaking.
Takes a week to make.
takes a week to make one bag.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
but let me get it. Then you can feel it.
Yeah, and it becomes kind of like this, like scale, like a little bit animalistic, a little bit like
it feels like a fish.
Feels like somewhere between fish and like armor.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the armor.
Yeah.
Actually, you mentioned armor, and like it somehow like aligns with your brand in a certain way. Like these garments, like the leather jackets, almost feeling like that.
Yeah, we have like a weird thing where we either create things that are really heavy or really light, nothing in between. So
it just happens. It's not a decision.
Yeah.
But it's a bit like, you can say you're inspired by nature, and I mean like all the pretty flowers. But for us, it is definitely also the flowers and everything. But it's also the beauty of winter, the beauty of summer, like this contrast as well. A wilted flower is as beautiful as a freshly budding flower. But then also the rusty shovel that leans against the garden shed, that is also for me in the context of nature. So it doesn't exclude other materials. And that's maybe where this like harsher, raw element comes in.
It's almost this idea of like when you look at like a beehive, or you look like at a, where an animal lives, that is considered natural, right? But when, you look at a city, it's considered unnatural. But I think in a way, it is kind of like our beehive. Like it's an extension to us, and so being very mindful of what we create, like that's why it's important, because we're creating also like our reality around us, like the pieces, what we decide to wear, what we decide to sit on, everything.
It's true.
The shovel we end up using at the end of the day. Yeah.
But Julia said something really good that can lead us into explaining the collection winter, summer. Like our latest collection was actually around the weather. Okay. Very roughly, because we in the countryside experience the weather in a very different way than in cities. In cities, if you don't want to get wet, you dive into the metro. But Julia's family makes wine. So like if it rains too early, the harvest can be ruined. So it has way more of a severe impact on our daily lives.
On the harvest.
On anything, actually, like for what the year can mean to you. And so the weather is more, I don't know, looked after. That's not the right wording. It's like, it just has a different impact, and maybe it can create bigger joys or bigger worries. And because it has a different meaning for life there. Yeah.
100%. And we have a collaborator who does makeup, and they sponsor our show, and they sponsor the team, and their makeup comes in
bullets.
In bullets. So it's Alice Fass. The owner, Alice, died a few years ago. And now her brother is taking over the brand, and they're slowly building it up. And we made it so that you can wear your makeup with you, because we thought it was they showed us their products, and we were like, actually we want to bring them to the outside, and then we did them all kind of
so it's like wearable makeup in the most literal sense.
Yeah, because I love hanging stuff on my belt.
Right.
So
because they're all the same, you can also change, and it doesn't matter if it's lipstick or mascara, they're all in the same shape, so you can put your favorite and have it. I don't know.
It looks very nice. Yeah.
Thanks.
We worked throughout the collection with the idea of weathering, so garments being impacted by the weather.
Okay.
So we, for example, have this knit skirt that looks like it has been rained on and therefore like it rips open.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is like very, very carefully planned within the knitwear, and we did it in a viscose, which makes it feel like the skirt is permanently wet.
Oh,
That's something that that we wanted to have in the collection, like a little bit of shine, because like a lot of these brands that are like working with natural materials, they become very like muted, and this is something that we wanted to have in the collection.
I really love this, like how this is also
This is the most typical Julia type garment, because this takes like a week to make. It's completely in bias.
Both layers are in bias, then stitched parallel with a centimeter, and then slashed open individually as well, and then stitched together. Yeah.
How many hours would you say this takes?
I don't know. Like it took us a week to make, but also including the development and
other little samples.
Yeah.
But it's this like thing of like very mindfully, carefully distressing something.
Yeah.
In almost like a couture sense.
Yeah, and it will also, when you wear it, because it's in bias, it has this like liquid, like very hugging kind of feature to it.
Yeah.
And then your body will also, like wherever it curves, it will push the layers a bit open, which is
So depending on your body, it will like become less or more transparent.
Yeah.
And then here, for example, we worked. We made it look like this top was once covered completely in lace, and then like this is all what's left.
Yeah, it got distressed.
Yeah. And believe it or not, this is completely wool, because it has kind of like a neoprene feel to it. Sorry, it's wool with silk.
Yeah.
I notice that yes, there's a lot of inspiration in your work that aligns with nature. I also see some different Margiela references in your work, which makes sense being from studying in Antwerp. What are some other references that inspire?
Or I could roughly say punk, but not as in, oh yeah, this is what they wear and then we copy it, but it's more like your attitude towards your garment, of like Nico said it with the leather jacket. Oh yeah, it's we choose a specific leather which will age, and we like that about it, because some garments they can really grow with you in a way.
There's like a very like DIY feeling toward it, but then with like we try to make sure that it's like to a point where it feels very much like a product, because like it can't feel DIY, but there's like
it's definitely elevated. Like it doesn't. You can tell, yes, this was probably produced like in a rural area, because it has that essence to it. But the amount of time you see this put into these different products, like, it's elevated.
Would actually say patina is a better word than DIY.
Yeah.
This is what we are looking for.
Yeah,
very
definitely.
often. This is what our eye likes, and then we transport this into our collection. Yeah.
We wanted to make a bomber jacket that was completely covered in fog. So also like to take away like just purely the functional part of a bomber jacket and make it in like the most like couture sensitive way you could do a bomber jacket.
Yeah. Yes. Oh wow.
I had a deer. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it also with this.
Really cool.
It's nice with a dress shirt underneath.
Yeah.
And with the pants also, that it's not
I feel
like so street stylish. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna like ride a horse in the woods or something.
It's like you know like
But it's style.
level 1 Elden Ring character.
Yeah. This is incredible. What?
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. How much does this go for?
This is 1,560 from
Retail.
Yeah, retail. And it's all done with like horse saddle machines, because
No, it's actually an amazing piece. Yeah. I love this little detail in the back.
The strings.
Yeah.
The string.
I love stuff that like dangles, flaps around. Like we also have our pants where we kind of went wild and like extended every belt loop.
Yeah, so it comes from a functional part.
Yeah.
And it's not just in the waistband,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know, it's like sometimes it's such a small detail, but it makes it like it's simple, but it's nice.
Yeah.
I love how long
Yeah, I like it when everything fits a little bit. When it's cropped and everything's too long at the same time.
Yeah.
It's my favorite shape.
If you were to start all over again, so now you're in Paris and presenting in the showroom, but if you were to start all over again, what advice would you tell your younger self? This is a question for both of you.
My younger selves. This is a very good question. Mainly like reach out to people. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Like you can't do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
And like build good relationships. That's my like, because we're very much like, oh, but we can do it better anyway. It's like you have to learn sometimes to like let it go and like ask for advice.
For me, it would be to really trust your gut and to go for it, because even in this interview, and it's not the only one this week, the pieces you point out that strike you were the pieces that came very naturally to us. It was just an idea. It was not forced into a concept or something, and it's nice. It's almost emotional to see that they resonate with you, and there was a reason they resonated with me as an idea.
Yeah,
so
of course. It's like creative freedom, like just letting it flow.
Yeah, and it's sometimes hard if you see a lot of other things, trends going on while you're busy with something else, and you might think it doesn't fit.
How do you go about ignoring that noise?
Being in the countryside. I don't know what I don't know, office siren. Like I haven't seen one in Neustadt an der Weinstraße where we're based. So I'm very happy about that.
That's good. Well, yeah, thank you so much for this interview. One last question. Are there any creatives out there, or well, it can be brands, it can be just creatives that you see are emerging and you want to like shine a light on, give a shout out to a friend or several friends, someone we should look towards in their work?
Let me think.
In the fashion context, of course. Yeah.
Well, it can be design, it can be photography, it can be furniture, it could be something that you like have seen recently that's like, that's good.
There's a ceramicist that I can think of that we worked with last season called Julia Geisler. She makes really crazy weird pottery in Vienna, and like I would do a shout out to her because like she last season made like ceramic jewelry for us, and that was a very fun collaboration. And I want to give a shout out to our knitwear developer Marianne Winter. She's also like a small independent studio in Belgium, and she like without like her knowledge we wouldn't be able to make these pieces.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it's like these people like that you never hear about otherwise, because they're like they develop the things and they're the ones that like make sure that we can get the ideas into reality.
Of course. Yeah. Lovely. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.